Well, here's the federal job hiring and layoff report as of March 8th, 2025. Well, per a report from Challenger Gray and Christmas Inc., they issued a report on the 6th, and they said that the government led all the sectors in job cuts in February. Challenger tracked 62,242 announced job cuts by the federal government from 17 different agencies last month. So far this year, the government has cut 62,530 jobs, which is an increase of about 41,311% from the 151 announced through February 2024. So huge increase over last year. Definitely, we are not shrinking the government last year. This year, we are shrinking the government. They go on to say it appears the administration wants to cut even more workers, but in order to fire roughly 200,000 probationary employees was blocked by a federal judge. It remains to be seen how many more workers will lose their federal government roles, Challenger said. So whenever you have big cuts like this, employees of the federal government and private sectors, when you have big cuts, people don't feel secure in their jobs anymore, and they're looking for options. They're looking for ways out. That's one thing I've been helping federal employees with already, is just helping them make an informed decision about leaving. I've got I put together some checklists that you might benefit from if you go out to federalexitstrategy.com. You can download our free checklists. I guess a few more updates here. Agencies were ordered to submit RIF plans to the OMB by March 13th. So we'll see what those look like. I would imagine that those plans get submitted, and then they're starting to be executed. And I would imagine with the current administration, they're going to try to execute on those RIF plans pretty quickly. Agencies with confirmed layoffs in phase one. So they had the IRS. They fired about 6,000 to 7,000 probationary staff. They've got a workforce of about 100,000, so it's a prime target for cuts. Department of the Veterans Affairs, or the VA, they terminated around 1,000 probationary employees by mid-February. They plan to cut up to 83,000 more in 2025 because they're trying to revert back to the 2019 staffing levels, which is right around 300,000 employees. Department of Energy, they cut 1,200 to 2,000. We don't have exact numbers on this, and that would include the National Nuclear Security Administration, or the NNSA. Some people from that initial cut were rehired because some of those jobs they're pretty important, and they probably overcut a little bit there. The EPA laid off. They laid off about 1,100 probationary staff nationwide. I think they have around 15,000 employees there. Don't quote me on that. The CFPB, they fired 73 probationary employees. They have about a 1,700 person agency. I guess they're potentially all at risk. The U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, they placed 10,000 staff on leave. They only left 600 people active. They may have a complete shutdown of that agency, which would be about 11,000 total staff. The Small Business Administration cut 720 workers, roughly 20% of its 36,000 person workforce. Department of Education terminated dozens of people. They also face the risk of no longer existing with Trump's push the education functions back to the states and away from the federal government. And they've got around 4,400 employees. Department of Defense trimmed 5,400 probationary staff, with cuts of 5 to 8% coming. So they've got about 700,000 plus civilian workforce, and so there's a lot of security exemptions there that may prohibit some cuts to take place, but we're looking at probably 44,000 to 70,000 more cuts in the Department of Defense. The Department of Health and Human Services fired about 5,200 workers, including at the NIH and the CDC, and some of those cuts were reversed. Let's see here. Department of Agriculture lost 3,400 Forest Service probationary staff. So those national park people they were new. They've got about, I guess they have about 90,000 total employees. The Social Security Administration, they have significant layoffs reported there. The exact numbers are unclear. We don't know where they're at. I think they have around 60,000 employees. Like I said, they're shooting for, I think, 200,000 reduction in force across the board for the federal government for 2025. Hiring activity, there's pretty much been a near halt on all hiring activity. But the most vulnerable assets, IRS, the VA, Department of Ed, EPA, the Consumer Protection, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, USAID, and the Small Business Administration. Those are the biggest areas that are at risk right now. It's kind of a March 8th, 2025 recap on the federal job market. Like I said, if you are a federal employee and you're concerned about what's going on and you're looking for different options as far as, do I leave or can I leave now, and what's that going to look like with my financial health, I can help you and we can help you do that. So yeah, feel free to visit us at federalexitstrategy.com and schedule a free consultation with us there. So thank you very much, and you have a great week.